Hello class and welcome to our 10th lecture series on microeconomics, and I'm your instructor Jamal Haider. Okay, we were studying the chapter 15, which is monopoly. We completed perfect competition, in which we talk about different stuff, and we also studied monopoly a bit, in which we try to compare monopoly with perfect competition as well. So a quick review, what we learned that while perfect competition is price taker, the monopoly is price maker, right? And how we know that? Because monopoly can control price. And what is monopoly? When you have only one seller who is providing the services or the product, and there are many buyers as well, okay? So, and also if the product does not have close substitute as well, of course, when there is only one provider, then hopefully they don't have any other choices. And then we talk about whether monopoly can earn unlimited profit. And what we discuss? Answer is no. Why is that? Because monopoly do follow law of demand. Law of demand says if price rises, quantity go down. So if the monopolist increase the price, the people want buying more, they will buy less. So its total revenue start decreasing, and hence its profit start decreasing. So we also saw this very nice video in which we talk about the problem with monopoly. We'll discuss today what does this video mean. And then we talk about why monopoly arises, and we talked about that monopoly arises due to three things. Number one source of monopoly is the ownership of key resources, right? We talked about that, what should be the key resource, for example, water or nuclear enrichment, right? Providing electricity, right? We have a key resources, one company has the key resources, that's why. Second one is government granted exclusive right in the form of copyrights, patents, right? We call this that when a company acquires these kind of stuff, that become monopoly. And the third one, which is very important, we call this natural monopoly, which is when a company lower down its average total cost to the point where nobody can compete, right? It means it follows the economies of scale. This is the average total cost. So if company managed to stay here in this area, its average total cost is like L shape, right? And it's not going upward. It means by producing more, it can decrease its average total cost, hence it can decrease its price. So when a company decreases its price to eliminate the competitors, and that way it can become monopoly, right? So let me just go through all these. Right, here we go. Okay, so now on, sorry, we'll talk about extensively. Give me a minute so that I can just take this screen off and write it down. Just give me a second. Okay, here we go. So let's start our discussion from this slide. So monopolist versus perfect competitive firm. So we talked about that it is a sole producer of the good. So due to the monopoly cannot control its revenue because of the law of demand. If price rises, quantity goes down. So it faces a downward sloping curve. By doing this, we call this monopolist is a price maker. And if monopolist wants to increase its sales, it should reduce the price, right? So that its quantity will go up. Whereas competitive firm, we learned that there are many buyers, many sellers. Its demand curve is horizontal straight line. They are called price taker. If they want to increase their sales, they need to sell more, that's it. Because price is not going to be increased or decreased. So we talked about this is the basic difference. This is the monopolist demand, and this is the competitive firm's demand or price line. So we ended our discussion here by talking about the monopolist revenue. So we already know that monopolist revenue is price into quantity, that is total revenue. If we divide it by Q, we call this average revenue, right? So if we just explain this average revenue formula, TR divided by Q, put TR value here, QQ cancel. So even in monopoly, price is equal to AR, right? We talked about that, and we also discussed that. Here we go. This is the quantity, this is the price, and this is the total revenue. Average revenue, you see something common here, that AR is equal to price, right? And then we talked about the marginal revenue, and in marginal revenue, we talked about that. The marginal revenue is the total revenue divided, change in total revenue divided by change in quantity. And then we discussed that, no, my dear, the marginal revenue is not equal to price, and marginal revenue is not equal to AR, right? And then we discussed that the marginal revenue also negative. How marginal sales or marginal revenue can be negative? Here is the proof, right? And then we discussed that at every level, price and AR always greater than MR. Look at that. This is 9, you see here, this is 6. 8, you see here, 4, right? So you can see that one. Even then, if you just go upside, even then this is lower number. Right? Price is equal to AR, we just confirm price is equal to AR. And price and AR is not equal to MR, we just confirm, and then price always, of course, price and AR both greater than MR. So we already talked about it. The reason is that because whenever you want to sell more, you need to decrease the price. So whenever you want to sell more, so one more unit is bringing you only small increase in total revenue. Look at that. When we sell from 3 to 4, your revenue increased by 6. So why the MR is lower? Just because whenever we sell more, we decrease the price. So there is decreased amount that going to be added to total revenue. Of course, in total revenue is increased 24, 28, 30, right? And then we talk about monopolist revenue. We talk about two effects. And what are those? If monopolist want to increase its total revenue, what is the formula for total revenue? Here we go. So if monopolists want to increase its total revenue, how it can increase? By decreasing the price. We call this price effect. And automatically, when prices decrease, quantity gonna get increased. We call this output effect, right? Simple. So we also talked about that if we draw all these P, Q, and marginal revenue, here we go. The price line or demand line going to be downward sloping, and then the MR is less than or right side of the demand curve, sorry, left side of the demand curve, and MR can be negative as well. Here we go. So we finished our quick review. So let's talk about the monopoly, how we can find out Qmax, right? I hope you understand why I'm talking about Qmax. So profit maximizing quantity is going to be on, in every market, it's going to be on MC is equal to MR, or MR is equal to MC. So also a monopolist maximizes its profit by producing the quantity which is Qmax, at which marginal revenue equals marginal cost, right? So recall our discussion in perfect competition market in which we talk about that MC is equal to MR. We find that point to find out the quantity that is going to give us maximum profit. So similarly, in monopoly, we'll find out who is going to, which point going to give us the maximum quantity. Let's talk about this. So here we go. So we have, let me just first give you an overview. Screen, white screen, here we go. So you see here, so recall our characteristics of cost curve. ATC is U-shaped curve, and marginal cost crosses the ATC at its minimum, which is called efficient scale, right? And now let's draw the monopoly revenue curves, which means price and MR. So let's first draw the price. This is the price, P, and marginal cost is always less than or left side of the price line, and can be also negative, so I'm just writing down, showing the negative side as well. So in order to find out Qmax, that quantity that will give you maximum profit, it will be on the point MC is equal to MR, right? So where is that one? So that point is MC is equal to MR. So just guys tell me, which point is MC is equal to MR? A, C, B, E, or F? So which point is MC is equal to MR? David. David, can you hear me?
The F.
F. Spike. Which point is MC is equal to MR?
I think it's F also.